Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Salim, and I'm going to present about the introduction. Malaysia is one of the Muslim countries dedicated to establishing a full Islamic financial system, not just an Islamic banking system. The government created the notion of the Islamic window, which allows conventional banks to offer Islamic banking products to their customers. The development of both the Islamic capital market and Islamic money market was the first step towards creating a full Islamic financial system. Islamic private debt securities were launched to help the capital market expand further. The initial move toward developing the Islamic equity market was the founding of BIMB Securities in 1994 as Malaysia's first Islamic stockbroker. Next, Malaysia also contributes significantly to the development of a worldwide Islamic financial system. Labuan was realigned from an offshore financial center to an international Islamic financial center as the first stage. Labuan will host the world's first international Islamic financial market toward the end of 2001. This study examines corporate customers' perceptions of Malaysia's Islamic banking system. The correct use of Islamic banking facilities, corporate finance controllers' degree of comprehension of Islamic banking features, their responsibilities in switching and utilizing banking products, and their personal attitudes about Islamic banking products were all investigated. While the government can utilize these results to develop more strategies and policies, Islamic bankers will be able to understand demands of corporate customers by providing the services required to meet those needs where appropriate.
Is Muhammad Shafam bin Muhammad. My metric number is A20A1477. The issue in this article is perception of corporate customer toward the Islamic banking system in Malaysia. The Islamic banking system in Malaysia started in 1983, and the concept of Islamic window began in March 1983 when the Bank Negara Malaysia introduced the interest-free banking scheme. At the end of year 2000, the Islamic banking system was represented by two banks, 7 domestic and commercial banks, 5 merchant banks, and 7 discount houses. Islamic banking products are available at 2 entire pledged Islamic banks and all commercial and merchant bank in Malaysia.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Luman Akif bin Jahari and my number metric is A20A1431. Today I want to present about a finding of the article. The first point about a usage of a banking facilities. We can see each of the respondents involved current record for their day-to-day exchange, while 75% had fixed store office in their ordinary framework. Bond and note extension office were disagreeable among the respondents. In a view discouraged in table 2 is appear to be that Islamic finance item were not a famous among Malaysian corporate clients. Just 11 respondents keep up with a banking relationship under the Islamic financial framework. The second point about a knowledge in Islamic banking. The respondent demonstrate that they had information in Islamic financial framework. More than 65% show that their insight in this framework was restricted, and we can see 38.1% of the respondents were uncertain of this idea of benefit sharing standard in Islamic financial framework. Around 50% accepted that this guideline was the main rule involved by Islamic bank in substitution of premium. There were two different standards, for example, Mudarabah by Muzal Ijarah, Istiqna, and by Salam and other utilized in Islamic banking. And the third point about rule of respondent. we can see respondent had not authority by any stretch of the imagination, while 60% had no approach power. That other respondents were the people who had either made a suggestion with approach power, participate in dynamic circle, or were approved to simply decide. By and large, that respondent were the people who had the ability to decide relationship with bank on account of applying new funding of extra officers and the stopping relationship with the bank. Competitive outcome show up in the two cases. Around 17% of respondents had either made a proposal with a compelling power, participate in dynamic circle, or were approved to settle on choice. And the last point about a potential of Islamic banking. Islamic banking in Malaysia have not done enough marketing in promoting their product and service to corporate customer. According to a survey conducted by the Malaysian Banker Association, few respondents believe that a religion were the only reason for customers selecting Islamic banking. The most important one was cost and benefit to company, followed by service delivery, fast and efficient, size and a reputation of banking conventional, and a friend list of banking personnel. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syahira binti Mustafa, and now I will talk about the issue in Islamic finance system. The first one is Islamic banking leadership has weakened. This is because falling profit Islamic bank are struggling to compete with conventional bank due to the saturation. And the second one is the rural community doesn't understand Islamic banking product such as Ijrah, Mudarabah and so on. So the customer were unaware of the benefit of the product and over the traditional banking and financing good. The third one is Islamic banking cannot handle overnight deposit, overdraft and loan. So the traditional bank may make overnight or short-term deposit of its extra money to earn a return. Other than that, the issue of Islamic finance system in the marketing, Islamic banking lack customer metric marketing, such as Islamic banking cannot capture the customer referred by the database, and Islamic bank demand a quarterly customer service to check whether customer utilize new item. And the last one is Islamic banking must follow Sharia principle, which is Maqasid al-Sharia help Islamic banking save money and aid people. But currently Islamic banking product doesn't meeting the Sharia goal, and that's Islamic bank need to use more profit sharing, use financing alternative to support the economy.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Ahmad Arham bin Andas. My number matric A20A1503. In our opinion, how this article help us to understand subject is, first, this article explain the meaning and effect of Malaysian Islamic banking system. Second, help readers to understand the Islamic banking system beginnings in Malaysia. Then explain the consequence and the reason for the implementation of the Islamic banking system in Malaysia. This article also include accurate citation from reliable source, best history of Islamic banking system in Malaysia. And lastly, accurate information based on research from various articles and news sources. This article analyzing the response of 100 random response.
Conclusion. This study gives helpful information to both government policymakers and individuals in charge of Islamic banks in Malaysia. This survey also shows that Islamic banking product and services providers have not done enough to educate clients and sell their goods, and also could explain why Islamic deposits and loans account for a lesser share of the Malaysian banking system's overall loans and deposits. Last but not least, this research shows that the pricing of services and goods is the most essential issue for business customers when choosing a bank, which means that Islamic bank products will not be appealing to this market until and unless their costs are lower than those regular banks offering. Thank you.